Hey, so in this video I'm going through the specs of the Mini 2. However, I do refer several times to the potential of it being a hoax. And when I first did this video, there was only one unboxing video available at the time, and there was still quite a lot of speculation about whether it was legit or not. But since then, there's been numerous people post unboxing videos of the Mini 2, people posting their purchase or posting that Best Buy said they can't release it until November 4. So it's been a lot of confirmations of the release date and the fact that it's real. So when you're watching the video, just keep that in mind. But nevertheless, the information is still accurate, and will inform you about the features of DJI Mini 2. Thank you. Howdy. This is my response to the release of the Mini 2 information. In particular, the video getting around of the Best Buy purchase, excuse me, pre-release purchase. Okay, so this video may or may not be a hoax. It looks pretty real to me, but take what I say with a grain of salt for the time being until it's confirmed. But anyway, I'm going to go through some of the features and points that video raises and talk about them as if they might be actually real, and what it will mean for the Mavic Mini 2. Or according to the unboxing video, the Mini 2, not the Mavic Mini 2. I'll explain that in a bit. So, okay, first things first. So the drone itself looks very similar. There are a couple little cosmetic changes and other bits and pieces, but essentially it looks like the same thing. Whether it's exactly the same shell is difficult to say just from the pictures, but there are some noticeable differences. Okay, so the obvious differences are the color of the props. The color of the props is the same, but the band markings that differentiate which corner the props go on are different. So they're orange instead of grey. Instead of having a single band and a double band, it's just a single band and a wider band, to differentiate the two different corners, prop corners. And the other thing that's different is the blanking plates that go in the eyes of the Mini. What would normally be the optical sensors in a drone with forward optical sensors, on the Mavic Mini, they're just blanking plates. They're made to look like grills, but they're not actually. They're just hard blocked plastic. In this supposed Mini 2, they're grills. You can see straight through to the inside of the drone. There doesn't seem to be any sensors behind there, so they're not. And according to the specs released in this video, there's no better obstacle avoidance than in the Mini. It's just the same two bottom sensors, no forward or rear sensors or anything like that. The fact that's a grill and not a blanking plate indicates that the drone needs more cooling. Now, to run a 4K camera, they would need to mate the camera module with a more powerful CPU to unlock the 4K ability. According to these specs, it's the same CPU, the same camera. It's the exact same camera module. There's nothing different about it other than the video is 4K instead of 2.7K. All the other features are the same: the sensor size, the field of view, all that stuff. Even the megapixels of the still shots is the same, 12 megapixels. So if this is a hoax, they've thought it through really well, and they've actually taken a Mavic Mini, pulled out those blanking plates and put little grills in place. So it's a pretty good quality mock-up if that's what it is. So those are the two obvious differences. Now, another pretty interesting difference is that the case that is supplied is not a form-fit case like with the Mavic Mini. It doesn't sit in a little preformed case with apertures the exact size and shape of the various components. It's a soft case like a camera case, and when you pull the Mavic Mini out of the Mini 2 out of that case, it's already got a prop protector installed. So it comes with a prop protector, so you can collapse your Mini, put the prop protector around it, which holds the props stable so that they don't get bent, which would mean you could actually chuck this in a bag. So you don't need to buy an aftermarket prop protector. Yeah, so those are some of the kind of immediate visual differences. It's got a prop protector. The prop markings are different color. The blanking plates are actually open grills to allow presumably more cooling. So that's it on the visual. Now another obvious visual difference. So on the rear of the Mini 2, it's USB-C, not micro USB. That's probably to be expected, but for all those people who are invested in their USB-C cables now, like well, I've still got lots of old micros, but this will be a good step forward. Okay, now something else really interesting. It seems, though it's difficult to tell without playing or looking or testing it in person, but in first-hand, but the old battery modules, okay, so for a start, the new batteries are a different shape, different color and different shape. They're a bit longer, a bit squarer. But the funny thing is, and it showed in the video, a Mini battery being slotted into the Mini 2 bay, and it appears to click into place and have the same battery connector, appears to, which is very interesting. So what I'm hoping this means is that the Mini 2 will be backwards compatible with Mini batteries. I'm presuming the two-way charger that comes with the Mini 2 won't necessarily be able to charge the Mini batteries or vice versa, but we may at least be able to utilize our batteries of our Minis if we go out and buy a Mini 2. So time will tell. Now, interesting thing is that the new batteries are, I think, like 2150 milliamp hours, whereas the Minis are 2400 milliamp hours, I think. So the new batteries are smaller, but yet they last longer, 31 minutes compared to, 28, I think, for the claimed for the Mini. So don't know what's going on there. The new Mini 2 more efficient in some way? Can't quite see how that works out, but anyway, more information will come on that on time, if any of this is true and it's not just a hoax. So that's another interesting little facet of the that I'd comment on the unboxing video. Okay, what else have we got? So the specs, as I said, the camera is the same, more or less, other than the 4K versus 2.7K. So obviously it has the 3 video recording mode, 720p, 1080p, 2.7K and 4K. Okay, so the controller. So the controller appears to be an Air 2 controller. And I'm not familiar enough with that brand, with that model, drone. I've never seen an Air 2 controller in my hands. And I haven't compared photos yet of this new one and the Air 2. So I don't know whether they're identical, exactly identical, which might lend claim to this being a hoax, or whether they're slightly different in some way. But nevertheless, it is a very similar controller to the Air 2. And if you look at the specs, it's an OcuSync 2 controller, which would make it compatible with smart controllers, which a lot of people would jump for joy. And the operating frequency is the same, 2.4 and 5.8. but that's also OcuSync territory as well there. So okay, so in being OcuSync has a larger range depending on the electronics, radio electronics kind of environment you're operating in. FCC is 10 kilometers. CE, SSRC, MIC is 6 kilometers. So depending on your region, you'll get 6 or 10 kilometer range out of it.